Hey friends, good morning. Do you teach close reading in your classroom? I'm excited to announce that Teaching Firsties is beginning a video series and all about how, yes, it is possible to teach close reading in an elementary school setting. I taught it with my first graders for years, and not only that, it is fun too. So Rue and I, she is very friendly and in my face today. Rue and I are going to help you see how you can do close reading in your classroom, and we're getting that started today. My name is Rachel Hull. I taught for 22 years. I graduated from college in 1998, and back then, you know, in the Stone Ages, I wasn't taught how to do close reading. It just wasn't a thing when I was in college. And as literacy instruction has grown and times have changed, we've realized that yes, close reading is a beneficial way to learn to read. So, throughout the years, I had to teach myself or go to workshops. I attended conferences, and of course, I practiced in my own classroom. So throughout this video series, I am going to help you make close reading a reality in your classroom, just like I was able to do it in mine. And I'm going to show you how it's going to work for younger students instead of a one-size-fits-all approach that might work for middle school, junior high, and up. So when all these videos are complete, there will be a playlist on my Teaching Firsties channel, so make sure you click on subscribe so you can find them easily. I have to subscribe to videos on YouTube if I need to find anything. I never can find anything. Also, there's a little bell you can click somewhere here, somewhere down below, and that's going to give you a notification every time I post a new video. So if you're interested in teaching close reading in your elementary school classroom, make sure to click that bell, because every time I upload a new video about it, it will show up in your inbox, notifications, things. So anyway, let's get started. This video is all about close reading annotation marks and symbols. Now you've probably seen them, but do you know how to teach your students how to use them? And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So you're going to be learning about how to teach elementary kids how to use the annotation symbols for close reading. Now, as I learned how to teach close reading, I knew that using those marks to take notes on a passage was an important step. And so I put up my anchor chart with all the marks and what they meant. I explained each mark to my students, and I thought, here we are, we're off to a great start. Here we go. No, not at all. Nope. So instead, I saw passages marked up, 6 Ways to Sunday, or these marks and other squiggly doodles, that they came up with themselves. I think I just gave them permission to draw on their text, and it was a mess. And I had no one to blame but myself, because I just didn't teach them, Who knew, right? Anyway, so I was back to the drawing board, and I decided instead to ask my students what would help them learn to use these marks. And these are the things that I found. So I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps today. Oh, my cat just knocked over my thing. Hold, please. Okay, I'm back. My cat knocked over my light. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so I asked my students what would help them learn these marks to use them properly. And these are the things that I found. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to teach your students how to use these marks for close reading. So number 1, there are too many marks. There's just too many. For some charts made for older kids, there's sometimes 9 or 10 different kinds of ways to annotate your text. And that's too many for your students. What are they? They're 6, right? They're not going to know how to annotate with 10 different marks. So you really need to scale back. So maybe use at most 5 or 6, and I'll get to those in a second too, but they're only even less, maybe less, because less is more. No more than 6. And that leads us into number 2. Don't try to use them all within one passage. It's not going to work. It'll be a mess. Not all passages yield to all of the ways that you're going to want to mark a text. They're just not going to do that. You may not have something that they find interesting, or you may not have something that they have questions about in every every passage. So instead, stick to maybe 2 or 3. So if you're looking at these annotation marks, sorry, it's over here, these annotation marks, maybe choose 2 or 3 to use throughout the thing. So, what I would do is I would read through the passage ahead of time. Obviously, you would know the passage ahead of time and choose the ones that you think are pertinent. And that way, they are learning to take their notes, but they are not struggling with it. And that leads me to number 3. When you are introducing close reading marks to your students, choose one at a time to start with. So, if it's the first time you're ever, teaching close reading and you've got these annotation marks that you're going to do, choose one at a time. And the next week, add another kind of mark. Don't expect to teach 6 marks in one setting and have them use them skillfully the first time. It's just not going to work. So just trickle them in. Now, I hope that these tips will help you confidently start beginning to teach close reading and use these annotation marks with your first grade students. If this was helpful to you, click like down below. It's not a vanity score. I don't check who likes my videos at all. I'm thankful if you do, but the reason why people on YouTube want you to click like is because then YouTube will show it to more people. So if you found this helpful and you think other teachers would like it, please click like. Anyway, so the next video in this series is about how to choose the best reading passage for your students. And so, you're going to want to find something that's not too hard, but not too easy, and go from there. So I will see you then.